Hi and welcome to day 3 of Frightfest.
Get your freak on because we've got Fright Night 3D.
I'm tying Lucky up with this. This is a nice change.
It's my turn.
In The Woman, you are the woman. Yes. Tell me a bit about your role.
Basically, I play a feral woman who has been living alone in the woods and is quite happy that way.
One day the father is out hunting and he discovers a wild woman living on his property, so he decides to capture her and tie her up in his fruit cellar.
He thinks, I think I should take her home and civilize her.
He's in control so much that he's going to just, do what he thinks is right with this woman, to the point where we're sitting back as an audience and we're completely perplexed and stunned that he is consistently thinking this is okay.
So it's a bit like Nell Gone Bad.
Yeah, sure. Nell is one of my favorite comedies, by the way.
I did my first ever horror movie with Andrew in 2004 called Headspace.
After directing her in Headspace, I knew that I needed to find a role for her because she was so just impressive in terms of her presence.
I know people say that, but seriously, I had such a great crew, it's such a great cast, such an amazing director. The food was awful, but...
Frightfest has done a fantastic job of collectively finding the best and most innovative directors, and really, Jake, even coming down to Jake West and having, him do that little opening for Frightfest, it got me right in the vibe of what Frightfest is about as a first-timer here.
It's my first time, but as somebody who lived in London for 8 years, it's really nice to kind of be home.
This is my first time in London as well, so it's a special trip.
My fascination for horror started when I came out of my mother's vagina.
My fascination with horror began with The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch,
Oh,
Wicked
that's
Witch,
interesting, yeah.
and those little goddamn monkeys.
Yeah.
Panic Button is a kind of independent British horror stroke thriller.
4 contestants who wins, and all expenses paid trip to New York, courtesy of a social networking site called altogether.com.
It's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful, fantastic, crazy film about people on a plane, and we didn't have a plane.
Very much a cautionary tale about your online activities.
You think that you just put up a couple of pictures and that's it, where people have so much information on you. It's really quite scary.
I've discovered, because I'm also interested in family history, and by using Facebook, I've managed to track down all sorts of individuals you would not believe.
This film kind of says, you have to be careful the amount of stuff. People can form opinions about you as a person having not even met you.
It's made me a lot more aware of the dangers that are out there on social networking. I don't think it's changed my view, because I was on Facebook before and I'm still on Facebook.
You've done one of the specially commissioned short films for this year's Frightfest.
I got the email about a month ago and they said, we're doing these 5 Carpenter shorts, would you like? And I just said yes immediately. I thought I had to do something because it's John Carpenter and there's a slim chance he might see them as well.
I think the nightmare's finally over. I think Michael's finally dead.
I came up with a really kind of clever idea and I realised that would be really quite boring, so I went for the cheap laugh kind of approach.
You should have checked up on the council's regulations on noise pollution. They are very clear.
You've got a project coming up very soon called Cockneys versus Zombies. What's that about?
It's about man's inhumanity to man. It's a very serious examination of the mind games people play. No, it's about Cockneys versus Zombies.
I told you to stop nicking me parking space, didn't I? Now you're about to lose face.
Films and things get ready in time for Frightfest because that's the best place to show them. When you're writing something and you laugh to yourself because you think they're going to love this at Frightfest.
Tell me a bit about The Wicker Tree and how it relates to The Wicker Man.
Well, it's a film of the same genre. I was particularly surprised, this may have spurred me on, when I saw the remake. To mix comedy and sex and lovely songs, the sort of imagined pagan world.
I play a pagan, sex-crazed, sort of milkmaid type character who tries her hardest to get this character to lose his virginity to her.
Did you have to do a lot of research for the role?
I grew up in the South. There wasn't a whole lot of research involved.
My interest also was to continue to have fun with the collisions between our pagan past and our Christian present. I imagine ordinary life in a pagan world as being quite fun, really.
Are you both fans of the original Wicker Man?
Oh, who isn't? I mean, the score for a start. That eerie harp, I think it is. Pling, 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 pling. And if this score is anything like as good as that, we're on to a winner.
We've used things like pedal harmoniums, mandolins, bagpipes, chamber orchestras, so it's quite an eclectic mix of music, shall we say. For a horror film, for any film, it's quite an eclectic music.
I'm very interested in using music and songs as dialogue. Not in the same way as they do in opera, where it's sort of recitative, but where the lyric of the song fits into the story.
There are 10 songs in the film, and it's not a musical.
I plan a sequel to this. Well, it's not a sequel, it's a third film in this trilogy called The Wrath of the Gods. And next time we punish the gods.
Hope you enjoyed day 3. We'll see you tomorrow.